Joining us now, a man who knows a thing or two about being nationally ranked with BYU baseball, Hayden Nielsen, senior shortstop, graduating guy, back in Studio B. I think this is the second time in a couple of weeks, right, Hayden?
He was here last week.
Yeah, it was.
You just missed Jerem. You didn't get to see Jerem last time. That's why you wanted to come back,
You
right?
really missed out.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have a couple of tweets from your friends here, from @H_Neil32.
It seems like that would be you, but it's not.
The man has arrived. Make it quick. We have lawns to mow. Okay, what's he talking about? You have lawns to mow.
Yeah. I'm on a lawn crew. Actually, I own the lawn crew, but
Nice.
in high school, started a lawn mowing company, took off, and started making some money with it.
So we're interrupting work right now? Is that what you're telling us?
They actually dropped me off at the field. I ran in, showered, did my hair, shaved, came up here.
That's dedication to BYU Sports Nation.
You technically don't have to shave anymore, right?
Technically, I don't, but
Yeah.
Coach
Going the
Littlewood-
extra
TV,
mile.
that's
I
good.
still have the fear of Coach Littlewood.
That's funny.
Yeah.
What's it like to own a lawn mowing company and run that? How's it going?
It's going good. We picked up a Wendy's contract this year, and
Nice.
so yeah, it's easy money.
It's
It's a good time with some good
Mr.
buddies.
Entrepreneur.
Free Frosties?
Playing baseball on the side, right?
Yeah, they actually do give us. They like sometimes the manager will bring out Frosties or a drink.
It would be awesome
So they
if
hook
we
it
just
up.
had a weed whacker where you're getting over there. There's
Yeah.
one nearby, too.
Yeah.
Hey, when you're mowing the lawns at the local Wendy's, give us a call and we'll conveniently come down there.
Junior bacon cheeseburgers.
That's fantastic. Well, congratulations with that business. We had no
Well, thanks.
idea that that was so successful. Given that you are such a lawn expert, how would you assess how the field crew does at Miller Park with the grass there?
They do awesome. You know, Brian, he takes care of that lawn. It's tough to take care of a lawn in Utah, and he does a great job. I tell him how much I appreciate him every day I'm on there.
Some people treat it like almost like a child, like it's his baby. You got to be very careful with what you do and when you aerate and all that stuff.
Oh yeah. He does a great job.
What's the last few days been like as you guys were hoping to get in the NCAA tournament and unfortunately did not on Monday?
You know, it's kind of been rough. Well, for me, especially with it being all the way over, it was disappointing. You know, we wanted to make a regional. You know, we had to finish, and we didn't. We lost some key guys, but, I mean, we got blown out, or we got shut out the last two games of the tournament, and we weren't expecting it. It was a weird thing, and what do you do?
Well, you got to push it forward, which is what I'm sure you're trying to do mentally right now. And so, as a graduating senior and a guy that started and played in over 200 games, I mean, you've been with Mike Littlewood for a long time. And so I'm sure he looks to you as like, hey, you're a leader. You're a guy that can help the guys that are coming up in the program. What have the conversations been like for you with guys that are coming back for at least another year?
Yeah, before the season even started, I sat down with Coach Littlewood, and he's like, hey, we just need to get guys in here. And because when I was a freshman, you know, he was new. We started the same year, and he wanted it, you know, he wanted to shape the club into what he wanted. And I think we've got it to where he wants it. And so basically my job is to get those kids' minds mentally tough. He wanted kids mentally tough and just to compete. If you compete every day, that's what he wants. And that's what he's looking for.
How much of what happened this year do you think will affect the program in a great way moving forward?
You know, those young kids, because there was only two seniors on this team, me and Eric Geary, and for those young kids to kind of see that, hey, we can win games. I mean, we were 18-1 the first 19 games, and to see, like, to get in that and start winning games and being like, oh, man, like, we can do it. I think confidence in baseball is the number one thing, and for those kids to get the confidence and freshmen to start, Keaton Creelan, freshman of the year, you know, is huge for the program.
It's so difficult to overcome significant injuries, and especially with a pitching staff. So with Kendall Moats going down very early and Maverick Buffo going down essentially halfway through the season, and then Connor Williams being banged up, the pressure kind of was on Mike Rucker to get a win and then to piece something together. So I know that you're like, look, we next man up, but at some point you just throw your hands up and be like, can we catch a break, please? Like, how do you manage that?
That game against Gonzaga, we were all just like, what is going on? we can't do anything right. We struck out 17 times. And, you know, as soon as Maverick went down and then Brennan Anderson got hurt, it was just like, someone's out to get us. What the crap is going on?
Which is a fair thought.
Yeah, and mentally it's tough. You got to look past. I mean, it's tough to look past that when you lose your number 2, and then San Francisco, Hayden Rogers gets hurt with his back injury.
Yeah, I didn't even mention Hayden.
Yeah, and the whole time we're just like, we didn't know what was going on. It was just weird.
It was an interesting look at this because you guys were the number 1 batting average team, top 5 offense. At the end of the day, you're kind of only as good as your pitching staff, right?
Yeah.
You hope to outscore a person, but when a guy like Brandon Bailey has it going, that was tough. Right?
Right. And even in high school, Coach Shue, my high school coach, was like, pitching and defense wins championships. And it's true. If you can shut it down on the mound and pick it in the field, you can score a few runs.
Goodness, you pitched this year, Hayden.
That was bad. We don't want to talk about that.
But still, my point is, like, the staff is to the point, and not taking anything away from you because you're hitting high 80s, and, you know, Mike Littlewood said, I thought he threw really well. He just threw a little bit wild over the plate, I think, is how he termed it. But, I mean, the fact that BYU needed to use you as a pitcher just goes to show you that the staff was depleted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was – I don't want to relive that night. But I'd pitched in high school, and we were down to the last straw. So he's like, Hayden, can you throw? I was like, I'll give it a shot.
No, I can't.
No. This is the man that has played in over 200 games, started over 200 games at BYU. Just remarkable stuff.
And so after the tournament, did you feel like, okay, we still have a shot to get in the NCAA tournament? Did you guys watch Monday hoping, or were you like, what was that emotionally?
I didn't get my hopes up too much. That was a big losing those first 2 games. If we would have beat Gonzaga the first game, I would have felt a little bit better about it. But going 2-0 in the tournament wasn't. I didn't think we had a chance.
Yeah, the body of work has some sway, but there's just so much to be said about finishing the season strong, and the committee's all eyes on BYU, and well, let's see what they've got if they haven't seen you a whole lot. And so there is something to that. In tournament play, the Cougars, since joining the West Coast Conference, just 1-6. So moving forward, what advice would you give to the guys and to the staff saying, hey, we've got to flip the script in the tournament play? Where do you address that?
You know, nobody wants us there. When we got there, you could kind of feel Pepperdine, Gonzaga, and St. Mary's all kind of did their thing, and we were the outcast. And I think that we as a baseball team need to look past that and be like, we're good. We went in as number 2 seed, and I think we just need to have a chip on our shoulder, a little bit of moxie, and just take it on the field and say, hey, we're going to win. Because I think that affected us.
What gave you the idea that you were the outcast there?
Just like we had a little sports camp that night, and
with kids, right?
Yeah, with kids and batting practice and stuff, and we had dinner, and like all those teams were like kind of mingling and sitting by each other and talking, and like they would one of the kids threw out a joke about one of the little kids asked a question about how you manage your life with baseball and school and stuff, and one of the St. Mary's guys said, well, maybe you should ask the BYU guys, they're all married. And so there's just little things like low blows and stuff that could get to you. And so I think it just need to look past it and say, hey, we're going to beat you.
With BYU baseball graduating senior Hayden Nielsen as we recap the 2016 season, BYU 37-17, ranked for a good deal of the season, did not get an NCAA regional berth, so still looking to break that drought next year in 2017. And that brings me to a tweet that Kyle Dean sent out the other day where he said, look, I'm going to be back next season 100%, and I'm going to help this team get to a regional for the first time in 15 years, take it to the bank. What did you think about that tweet that Kyle Dean sent out?
You know, I loved it. You know, Kyle, even though he was hurt, he was still in the dugout, you know, being a team guy, and Kyle's a guy that can change a program. He can swing it in the lineup. He can play defense. He brings that leadership ability. And I think that'll be good for the team. And with him tweeting that, you know, that means they're hungry. Those boys are hungry. They want to win. I think Coach Littlewood's got it in the right direction.
I printed that on a piece of paper and took it to Wells Fargo. They wouldn't allow me to get anything from that. I was really confused on why not.
Take it to the
Kyle
bank.
said take it to the bank. I did. I thought that was weird.
Oh,
What's your lasting impression of playing 200 plus games for BYU baseball now that it is over?
It's been an honor. You know, I can't complain one bit. My mom, she's had a fall apart the whole time. Every time she sees me, she starts tearing up. I can't believe it's over.
Is she watching this crying right now?
I don't know. I hope not. But I told her, I'm like, I'm not dying. We can't complain. I've been treated better than anyone, you know, in this at BYU. And so I can't complain at all. You guys have been great. You know, Brent Norton has been great. Coaching staff's awesome. It's
Shep.
yeah. Jason Shepard is the man.
He's got his own gate for crying
He
out
is the
loud.
man. He, you know, I told him the other night that he's a big reason why we have so many fans coming out, and you know, he comes to every practice. He's a dedicated guy.
We got to wrap up, but I do want to get your take on where you see BYU baseball in the next 5 years.
Well, you know, they're just going to keep rolling. I think they're just going to get better and better every year. They're going to make a regional next year. I think. Yeah, you can take it to the bank.
Yeah,
I will also take that to the bank.
Okay.
They've got guys coming in, and they're
Jeremy's
going to
getting rich.
compete. Yeah.
I love it. Hayden, congratulations on a fantastic career and on the success on the side with your lawn mowing business.
You
Thanks,
got to
guys.
get to
We'll
some
let you
lawns
get back
right
to
now.
work.
Go
Yeah,
get some
he's
frosties.
busy. Yeah.
Got to go get some frosties.
Thanks for coming in,
Thank
for
you.
shaving. Mike
Yeah.
Littlewood, he's good. We'll
Yeah.
vouch for him.
Yeah.
And we wish you the best moving forward.
Thank you, guys.
Really good stuff with Hayden Nielsen.